Hello, Noah.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, it's your engagement party. Come on, show me your dress.
Da, 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 da.
Look at you. You look stunning. That color really suits you.
Thank you. You know, I just wanted to say you don't have to pretend to be super happy. I know that this must be hard. You thought this would be you this year.
Yeah, that's true, but it's not me. Maybe it will never be me, and I don't know if I'm cool with that or not. Of course, I wish it was me getting married sometimes, but I do love living through you.
Good evening to you.
Hello.
Are you guys expecting a big crowd?
Mom and Dad have been sending the Zoom link around.
And I'm sure we will be.
Every single little thing. Then 1,000 flowers, food and rings. Open up the champagne. 'Cause the Cadillacs are on. Every single little thing. Then 1,000 flowers, food and rings. Open up the champagne. 'Cause the Cadillacs are on their way. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, hey, hey, hey.
Welcome. Thank you so much. We're so grateful that you could join us and celebrate this happy news at this not very happy time of Dan and my engagement. We would love the chance to mix and mingle, just as we would if we were in person. So I'm going to put some of you into breakout rooms. Hopefully you'll meet some new people. So I'll see you on the other side. Oh, Angelica, I just wanted to say we're in a small group. You don't mind that Noah's here, do you?
No, I don't actually. I still love seeing him, and it's not like we can chat properly in a big party.
Well, you could always use the private Zoom chat. I think I've enabled that feature.
I don't suspect that Noah would take too kindly to that.
Yeah, you don't want to come across as a stalker, even if you are at the same party. But I suppose in real life, you would just say hi.
We've started texting again a little bit.
As in he texts you, or you just text him whenever random things come into your head?
That's a little harsh, but it's the former sometimes. Mostly it's the latter. That's the bind. I've always been happy to stay friends, but I feel like I can't do that without seeming like I haven't gotten the message about the breakup.
Do you want to get back with this guy?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. He broke up with me.
Exactly. You don't have to feel like you've wronged him.
I still feel like I have, though, even though it's stupid.
Tell you to get over it because what would I know about your relationship? At the same time, if you want some distance, could that really be too bad a thing? That's for you to decide.
We're going back to the main session in a tick. See you on the other side.
Hey, babe.
Are you all right?
Oh, yeah, no, not really. I did have a good time tonight, but I just want to chat if you're not too tired.
Far away.
It's just really wearing me down being in isolation on my own.
Hopefully they'll ease the restrictions soon. The numbers are coming down.
Yeah, but I just want someone to touch me. And I don't mean that in like a sleazy way. I just mean I want that sense of living your life back, you know? I've always tried to be a carpe diem sort of person, and now that's actually kind of real. Oh my goodness. I- I'm sorry. I didn't mean for this to be a pity party.
No, I'm here for you.
It's just not fair that I'm not allowed to have anyone over, and you're still allowed to do whatever you want with Dan just because you're in a relationship. Like, we're in a pandemic, and even the government is telling us that unless you're in a committed relationship, just trash.
Well, we're trying. You're right. It's not fair. I'm sorry.
You don't need to be sorry. It's not your fault. You've got your life together.
I don't think anyone has their lives together right now.
Some people are closer than others.
My mum used to say that going to bed makes most things better.
Yeah. Thanks for talking. Good night, babe.
Sweet dreams.
Flynn mentioned he's your man of honour.
He is, and he will be no matter what happens.
So hard to know what the end of this year will look like.
Yeah, true. You won't be disappointed that I haven't asked you to be a bridesmaid, are you?
It's not a problem for me, and you're having Flynn in the bridal party, so all being well, someone will have to look after the kids.
Yeah, true. Well, the kids are definitely invited if you're able to make it, but what do you reckon? Do you think that they would like to be our flower girls and page boy, or would that be too much for them?
I think that they're old enough. That would be lovely. At the same time, I think that we can make that decision later. We don't know if we'll be able to travel after all.
That's fair enough. I don't feel like Dad is very involved with the wedding planning.
Does that concern you?
Not really when I think about it. He's doing his things and I'm doing my things. He's got more on his plate too, because his work is a lot more full on than mine, being a teacher.
How is Dan coping with his work?
Pretty well, I think. He deals with pressure a lot better than I do.
Do you feel like you need to take some of the pressure for him?
Yeah, maybe I do sometimes. I suppose that's what being married is.
Oh, there are the coloured balls.
They're wonderful, thank you.
I didn't want to get you a kitchen thing, but they're practical and colourful, so.
They are lovely bowls.
Indeed they are, thank you. And Laura, I must thank you as well.
You're most welcome. It's those boring things that you find out you actually need.
So I'm learning. How's lockdown when you're a travel agent?
Well, I'm working from home. I suppose that makes me not too different from you.
You are right. I'm working from home too. I'm really sorry if this is insensitive, but what are you actually doing at the moment?
Well, we're booking in for holidays and business travel for later this year, but our hours have been cut back a lot. We've still got JobKeeper though.
Yeah, hopefully it'll keep a lot of businesses afloat. Dan and I are lucky that he's a teacher and, well, I think my work's too big to fail.
Well, I don't want to burst your bubble, Rose, but we have absolutely no idea what the economic fallout of all this will be, and we don't know if they're going to close retail as well at some later stage.
Fair point, Andrew. I'm sorry. I might call it a night soon, actually, if that's all right.
I want to talk Tiger King with Beth, if you've got time.
I'll make one of you host. There. See you. Good night, everyone.
Good night. I never, ever want to own a tiger.
So strange, isn't it? Makes me feel weird. Almost makes my skin crawl.
I can't believe people like that actually exist.
So, I received actual real mail today.
Yeah, I wonder who sent that to you.
Thank you. You're already the best bridesmaid.
Hi, Jessie.
Sorry, no offense, Jessie.
None taken, babe. I'm happy for someone else to take the best bridesmaid tag.
I just can't believe
believe how many things there are for us to organise.
Speaking of decisions, are you going to have a maid of honour?
Well, Flynn's my man of honour, I suppose.
Oh, even I think that's a bit.
Will you send our love to Rosemary, please? I didn't get around to joining her virtual engagement party.
Sure, but you could get in touch with her yourself if you wanted to. She obviously still thinks you're friends. That's why she invited you.
It was a Zoom party. She could have invited everyone.
For the record, she didn't.
All right. Feel a little bit more special now.
Look, I know it feels like a long time since school, but it's really not that long. I honestly think this time makes us feel like we should keep in touch with people more.
It's true. You don't know what you've got until it's gone.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
how's the wedding planning going?
reasonably well. We haven't been able to do too much yet.
Well, you've got your bridal party, that's something.
I do, but Dan's still choosing his groomsmen. I'm trying to nudge him along.
Yeah, and look, if you're stuck, I can, always jump over to Dan's side. We can do 4 and 4.
But you're my man of honour. You're my brother.
I know, but Meg's Dan's sister and she's in your bridal party.
That's true. I'll put it to him.
Also, I mean, nobody's saying that it has to be even or equal. Like, if he doesn't want any groomsmen, he doesn't have to have them just because you're having bridesmaids. But it's your wedding. You do what you want.
I'm looking for some advice from one married lady to an almost married one. I picked my bridesmaids straight away. I knew that I wanted you and Jessie and Flynn and Meg and Angelica, but Dan still hasn't chosen who he'd like to have for his groomsmen. How do I help him along?
Well, if he's struggling, you could give him Flynn. Then he's only got to find 3 people. Doesn't he have heaps of family members?
He does, so I'm sure I'll find people. I'm not sure about giving him Flynn.
Also, I know that most weddings have even numbers, but nothing says that you have to.
That's a good point. I still don't want it to have no one, though. It'd look weird.
Ham's got lots of brothers, so he had 4 and I had 3 at our wedding, if you remember. If Dan doesn't want 5 people in his party, then maybe having symmetrical pictures is something that you have to let go of, Rosemary. Are you worried that Dan doesn't care about the wedding planning? I don't want to get into gender stereotypes, but it is reasonable that you are more into it than him.
Yeah, I am a bit worried, to be honest. I know that it's just because he's really, really busy with school. He pretty much has got to plan about 3 times more work than usual to plan for every eventuality.
If you were to pick his groomsmen, who would you pick?
Well, Dan's very close to his 2 cousins, Phil and George. They almost grew up like brothers.
So that's a good start. You can start leading him in that direction, and if, pardon the pun, he's not wedded to the idea of groomsmen, then maybe it's not that big a deal. He's marrying you, not his best mates from school.
Thanks, Laura. I'll ever so gently nudge and I'll see where that leads us. We'll sort it out.
Is this a wedding status update?
It is. It'll be quick, I promise. We're looking at all the different places and all different people, and it's just all so expensive.
That's what happens if you tell them it's a wedding. When I worked at the golf club, as we heard the word wedding, it always jacked up the prices for everything.
So you should just not mention the W word?
To notice when you turn up in a white dress.
But it's all about what you want. I mean, if you have this whole it's your big day thing, then you want it to be good, right? Better than a birthday, better than a family reunion. I'm not saying spend heaps of money on it, but I think that's part of the deal, right?
I suppose it all comes down to working out what's most important for us.
Exactly.
Also, speaking of the big white dress.
I don't know about a big dress, but I am looking forward to choosing a dress.
Will we be blessed with being your entourage?
I'm sorry, the boutique said we can't have too many people in the shop.
That's a good thing. You don't want to be listening to our opinions. It doesn't matter what we think.
True.
Thanks, Beth. I'll try and see if I can zoom you in just for a sneak peek.
Hello.
Hello, Dan's best man.
Are you going to be calling me that every day until the wedding?
No, I'm just teasing you this once.
You know, I won't necessarily be hands-on.
I expected that already.
Is there anything I should be doing?
If Dan asks for something, just do what he says.
Of course, he's a reasonable bloke.
He is. That's why I'm marrying him. I can't speak for him, of course, but I'd be thinking about preparing a speech.
Well, I'm the best man.
Just don't embarrass us too much. Angelica, I just thought I should let you know this.
What's the matter?
Well, I do have good news in that Dan's finally picked his groomsmen and he's going to have a party of 5 like me, which mattered to me even though I know that it shouldn't really that much.
And that's a bad thing because?
Well, that's not a bad thing all in all. I should have really seen this coming and perhaps you have too. Dan's chosen Noah to be one of his groomsmen, so I just want you to know that in advance he'll be at the wedding.
Rosemary, I would have gathered that. They're housemates. They're mates.
So you're cool about having him there?
Of course. Believe it or not, I actually really like Noah.
You're a better person than me.
More like I don't know how to detach. It's not like we'll probably be able to dance or anything anyway.
Hi, Noah.
Hi, Rosemary. Lucky you caught me on my break.
You know that Angelica is one of my bridesmaids, don't you?
Yes.
If you'd rather be kept apart...
You don't have to treat us with kid gloves.
I'm sorry, Noah. I didn't want to give you that impression. It's hard because I really don't want there to be sides to take in the first place, and there hasn't so far, but I suppose weddings make things tricky.
We're civil. We're adults, I promise.
Ready? Rosemary, you're chairing this meeting.
Yes, thank you, Stuart. I commence this meeting by acknowledging country and the sovereignty of the traditional custodians and Australia's First Peoples on the lands on which we meet. This meeting is about responding to challenges in business. I'd like to start with an icebreaker activity of highlighting the lessons which we've learnt during the pandemic. Anyone want to go first?
I'll go first. I think that this time has really challenged my ideas of service.
In the commercial space?
I mean, maybe. I meant in terms of other people. So much of how I considered service is about presence. How do you give presence when you're potentially the harm? When you're the danger, not the help?
That's a really good question.
Thank you, Angelica. That's very deep, to be honest. Who's next? Okay, I'll go next. I've learned a lot about planning a wedding. I don't know if that's pandemic specific.
So, have you learned a lot about planning your wedding in a pandemic?
I'm trying.
Hello, Noah.
Hello, Morgan. Now tell me, where do you have for us to live?
Well, there are a few places that are all 2 bedrooms.
Oh, that's good. It's for my sister and I. Our housemate is getting married at the end of the year, so we figured that it wouldn't hurt to find a new place to live.
Right, yeah. So I have a place in Kusula, which we can take you to for an inspection if you're interested.
Oh, that sounds great. I'm working in Campbelltown at a uni campus there, so that'll be closer than where we've been living.
Great. So I have an empty slot on Saturday at 3 p.m.
You can put our names on it.
Rosemary, have you seen this? The restrictions are easing from Friday.
Oh, that's exciting. What's changing?
Households will be able to have 2 visitors at a time. I think that's the only thing that's changing from May 1st, but I'll double check to see if there's anything to do with weddings.
Even if there isn't right now, there's still 8 months until the wedding.
Yeah, they do seem to be relaxing the restrictions quite quickly, but I suppose that's a good thing.
We're back on track to be back to normal pretty quickly.
Indeed we are. What a strange, strange year. Definitely one for us to tell our grandchildren about. This will be our equivalent of walking to school through the snow with no shoes.
When you put it that way, we've probably had it pretty good in Australia, though for the rest of the world, the problems are far from over, very sadly. Have you downloaded the app yet? Are you somewhere else?